All right. What is up, guys? Wheelchair Bodybuilding Podcast. This week, looks like it's just me and Harold. We'll see if anybody else jumps in. But I just got back from being trained at Dragon. I've only trained there once before, but it's pretty cool every time you go there. Have you met Flex Lewis, Harold?
Yeah.
Really cool guy, right?
Yeah, real cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I never went to his original Dragon's Lair, but been to this one in Vegas now twice. Super cool guy, though. Went in and I just bounced around and trained a little bit. I saw him in there. I didn't want to bother him while I was working out. But him and Dominic Cardone, they were in there bouncing around. And so I just came up, said hi, and he totally remembered everything about me from like last time I was there 6 months ago, you know? So it was cool to see like how good he is with his fans, and he really goes out of his way to remember people, and you know, just like good representation of how Mr. Olympia should be, you know?
Yep. Real good guy.
Mm-hmm. What's been your favorite place to train?
My favorite place to train?
Yeah.
I really don't have a real favorite, you know. Vibes at different ones are better than other ones, you know.
Yep.
But I miss my old gym, old 24-hour fitness. That went out of business. But you know, I kind of miss training. Like, I guess when you start doing your thing and you're learning, I think that's the first place I did after my car accident too. So there's a lot of things that I was doing there that a lot of places don't have, and also being the manager of the gym, I was able to alter a few things around to make it fit me better. And one of the major things, you know, the lap machine, you know, they have a jungle gym. They have like 3 lap machines.
Yeah.
Well, I made the whole bottom section out of the way from one of the lap machines. So you can just roll under it, and go ahead and do your lap.
Yeah, just get going on it.
Yeah. So I made a move. We moved the whole bottom section, the seat part. We moved that whole section out of the way. We unbolted it and everything.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Tim?
What's up, fellas?
Talking about our favorite places that we've trained at.
Okay.
You got any good gyms that you've trained at that were especially cool?
Oh, hell yeah, man. Metroflex.
Mm-hmm.
Harold, have you ever been over to Metroflex, the original?
Which one?
The one in Arlington?
The original?
Yeah.
The original? Yeah. I've been there a few times.
Okay. Yeah,
I've been there before my car accident.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I told you this, man. I played wheelchair basketball at UT Arlington. You know, they got a wheelchair basketball team. And when I finished, I heard about Metroflex, and I went there my last summer in Texas and trained with someone there. So I was in there. Ronnie was in there. Branch was in there. That place was crazy.
Brian Dobson is the owner.
Yeah. Brian fixed me up with my trainer. Me and Brian got along real well. He's a great guy.
Brian's a good guy. Real good guy, man.
Real good guy. Absolutely. He had me go speak at his church and give like a little testimony. And you know, he's just a real strong Christian, and he kind of heard my story a little bit and asked me to come speak. So
yeah, real good guy, man. He even at his competition, his shows, you know, Brian Dobson. Well, you know that when you go to the Ronnie Coleman Classics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of Ronnie Coleman Classics?
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, that's Brian Dobson's show.
Yeah, he's the promoter, right?
Yeah, he's the promoter. So they partnered together when he first started, and Brian always bring his infamous cross on stage at all his shows.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Metroflex is a special place, though.
It is. You know, it's the pinnacle point of bodybuilding, because you know Ronnie was built there. Ronnie was literally built at Metroflex, you know. So
Yeah. Well, I can say I've trained there for a whole summer up in that hot ass gym with no air conditioning in August. It's the hardest I've ever trained in my life. It's crazy.
right.
Yeah, I was just
They got
telling Harold that I went to Dragon's Lair over the weekend, and it's cool. And like Flex Lewis he sets a tone in that gym too with like how good of a guy he is. You know, he sets the tone with like, if I'm not walking around with a giant ego and peacocking, you're not allowed to do it either. You don't have 7 Mr. Olympias, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
he sets the tone for the whole gym and what a nice guy he is and no ego. And he really goes out of his way to remember his fans. I was telling Harold that like, I went there maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago and I only trained there once or twice. And he remembered everything about me. He remembered I was getting ready for a Dallas show. He remembered I do jujitsu, you know? So just like really good hearted guy and good representation of how Mr. Olympia should be, you know?
That's cool.
he
Yeah.
is.
Where is that gym?
Vegas.
Vegas. Right on.
We should put something together for all of us to go to his gym when we all get there.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, we should schedule something.
yeah.
Do some kind of shooting there. That'd be cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, do it like right before, right after competing. Yeah, that'd be cool. And just get some good training footage of all of us there. I'm sure he'd be totally down for it too.
he'd be psyched because he know that, you know, it could be a lot of other people trying to get in there, but we give him a heads up, let him know we want to be there. I'm quite sure he'll make a reservation for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Let his whole staff know that, you know, the whole wheelchair clan gonna be over there.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be what? It'll be 10 to 13 of us, something like that.
Is there
everybody can make it.
Is there a cardio bike there?
There might be. That's a good question. I don't particularly remember seeing one, but I wasn't looking for one either. So
okay.
He's got a good chunk of stuff though, and he's just the machines he picks because he kind of handpicked everything that's in there, and it feels really good. He got all the stuff that it has, like the angle that feels just right on your shoulders and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. So Harold, you do a arm bike for cardio?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend. I cheated my wife with my girlfriend, my cycle bike during that time. I made a couple of videos of her, but that was at 24-hour fitness, and then when I went to Fitness Connection, they literally got one in for me. Just a little too late though, but they got one in for me, so I had to go to another 24-hour fitness to do my cycle bike. But I like the cycle bike when I'm getting ready for competition. I usually start like 2 months out.
Yeah.
About 2 months.
Yeah, I've got a little rower right here at home. You know the rowers people can sit on. Well, you know those benches come off, right? So you can pull your chair right up to it and just row. I like.
You made the chain a little longer. I was looking at that. Is the chain long enough to roll up to it?
Yeah.
And get it?
Yeah. Well, you take the part that slides that people sit on and it slides. That whole piece detaches, so you can roll all the way to your front of the chair up to it. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, here, I'll show you. Hang on a second.
I might try that.
Over here sitting in the dark. Let me turn my blur off here. I haven't finished my new place yet, but you see, I got this right here. You see, I took that part off that slides and I roll right up to it.
The whole rail. You took the whole rail off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and then you go to it in the front and it stabilizes you right there, and then you can do your row.
Yeah. I just roll right up to it and start rowing.
Wow. Okay.
So it's nice having it right here at the house. You know, I don't have to go anywhere.
How much attention does it give you in your lats?
Not a lot, man. It doesn't get my heart rate up a lot, to be honest. But
Okay.
I do fasted in the morning for I can go up to like 45 minutes to an hour if I have to, but usually it's just 20, 30 minutes in the morning is all it needs. So, and I like that because my back isn't, I don't have a back like you, Harold. So I got to try to get it more defined. That's why I like the rower. Kind of works on that over time, you know.
What's your T level?
I'm a T8. Me and Johnny are about the same. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I've been working on the last 3 months, trying to get that Harold back. That crazy thickness you got in the middle. It's stupid.
Yeah. You know what that's from? Be honest with you, let me give it to you.
Huh.
Heavy cable, and heavy on a flat bench row.
Dumbbell row?
Dumbbell and straight bar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the cable machine also, you can get it in deep into the lower part of it with the cable with the tree, the Christmas tree. I have to put I think 6 or 7 25 plates on the bench facing the cable so I can be high enough so my chin to be over the bench. I mean, that's the best thing I can get. I like getting when I do my back, you know. But let me ask you a question. So what I saw a part of my body that I need to work on. Give me a part that you working on for the Olympia. What part you think you want to improve for the Olympia?
For me personally, I've been working my back and my triceps.
Okay. What you doing different with it?
I'm definitely hitting more angles. I'm hitting more angles and just different exercises I haven't typically done for my back.
Okay.
And then triceps. I like to do bicep and tricep together. So I'm starting with tricep. So then I have the most mental energy I can put into it and really kill my triceps. And then I'll go work biceps hard. But if I don't break a record on biceps, I'm not as concerned. I'm more focused on break my records on triceps, you know?
So just give you a little tip on that too. Sometimes I do biceps by themselves and then triceps by themselves.
Yep. Just so you have like the energy, the mental energy and everything.
Just separate it and then hit it in so many different angles. And then hit my biceps in so many different angles just to separate the two parts of that arm, being that we're not doing legs. So the same, you got to think about if you want to treat your arms like you do your legs, you got ham day and quad day, right? So you got 2 separate days of doing legs. So I looked at it as the arms, the same thing, the same ligament. You got bicep and triceps. So why not split it up and do triceps one day and do biceps one day? Almost in the same effect.
Yep.
So what do you train body parts more than once a week, or you believe in just hitting it hard once a week?
I do it. I run them wherever it falls. That's where it falls. So you got to think about it. We got 5 major parts that we work out, meaning that we don't have legs. We got chest, back, shoulder, arms. No, that was at 4. I'm sorry, 4. Chest, back, shoulders, arms.
Yeah.
4 major parts. You do legs and then we do the legs. Well, if you got 4 groups and you're working out 6 days a week, 2 of them are going to be hit twice. Right?
Yeah.
So if you split arms up, that's a 5-day work, but you're still going to hit one of them twice. Every 5th week, you're going to hit a body part twice that week. If you're on point with it, you know, if you're working out 6 days a week, which I normally work out 6 days a week, getting ready for a competition. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to bump up to 7 days a week. About 3 months out from Olympia, I'm probably going to be doing it every day.
Okay. I was wondering about that because I've always had kind of a 5-day split. I take 2 days off a week, and I'm training back twice a week right now because that's where I'm trying to add some size. But I'm always interested to hear what other people do, you know. So
It's this funky thing like this right here. That you gotta follow me on it. So all right. So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday chest, Tuesday back, shoulders Wednesday, arms Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So okay, 4 days. And then you see if you do it again. 4 days, chest Friday, back Saturday, shoulders Sunday. So you're supposed to roll back around to shoulders Sunday, arms on Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that Monday that I did chest last Monday, but I'm not doing shoulders, right? But if I'm doing shoulders, what I would do one exercise of that muscle group that I did the week before. Just one exercise. Then the next day, that's chest. So that's chest. And what I did shoulders last time. So I'll do one muscle group from what I did last week from that exercise. It's kind of perplex. I got to write this shit down because I can't remember all the time. So, and I'll just do this, shock my system. Just to change up, be like, Harold, what are you doing? Your body, we ain't been doing this. So, but when you stress it to do it, it give it a different look. And I'm not saying do a whole workout, just one exercise, 4 sets, maybe a 20, 20, 15, 15, maybe a 15, 12, 10, 8, 4 sets, one exercise. That's it. That's all. You just want to touch it again. And that is something that I threw in there just to do my little deal. And then, you know, I mean, I'll be working out a program that I want to show. And actually, when I did that program one time, it was like ridiculous. It was really ridiculous. It just basically, you just do a work. And then I say, well, let's stop making it complex. 2 days before, I changed it this way. I did whatever I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I do one exercise that I did Monday on Wednesday. One exercise what I did on Tuesday on Thursday. One exercise I did on Wednesday on Friday. One exercise I did on, so you basically 2 days prior, whatever exercise you do one exercise. Because that muscle has started to repair itself and you just shocked it again, pretty much. But you got to be eating to do this. If you're not eating, it's not going to make sense because your muscle's not going to repair itself in the right amount of time to do that. So all this all together.
That's an interesting take because I know my old coach would have me hit every muscle group twice a week, knowing that, the body supposedly repairs in 48 hours or whatever. So it's okay to hit it again. Although my current coach is more like a lot more volume. Like, I mean, I'll do 20 sets on chest, 20 sets on back, and then I'm hitting back twice a week, but everything else just once a week. So I don't know. I'm not real sure which is better, to be honest with you. But
you just got to figure out what your body absorb better, and that's why you play with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I talk about with people all the time. Is I always use Dorian Yates and Jay Cutler as the example because they were totally different training styles, right? Dorian Yates was a high intensity, lower volume guy, and Jay Cutler was a real high volume guy. So genetically, which one are you? You kind of have to find out for yourself which genetics do you have. I definitely have more of a Dorian Yates kind of a thing where I love to do kind of medium volume but real high intensity. So, I mean, most of my workouts are like a long workout to me is an hour and 10 minutes. Most of my workouts are 45 to 60 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to put as much intensity into those maybe 14 to 16 sets as I can, and then I get out of the gym.
Yeah.
When you say 14 to 16 sets, that's 4 exercises, 4 sets?
Give or take, depending on the body part, but something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Not counting drop sets, but still, yeah, something like that, yeah.
So Tim, what you working on to improve for coming to Olympia?
My back and my triceps.
And hold up. That was you, Tyler. Tim?
Yeah, probably my back. I mean, I'd love for my arms to gain some size to be proportionate. See, my chest is so dominant. I'm trying to get my back to come up to where my chest is. So that's the main thing, just trying to put some meat on it.
Okay. So I've been looking at myself and studying myself too, and I think I just talked to my boy the other day. I think I need to do my upper chest. I need to focus a little more on my upper chest and bring it out a little more, because I did notice that I kind of I neglected my upper chest, focusing on my shoulders and my back, and my arms kind of stay constant, because I was working on my triceps when I was doing my back, but now I need to get back to my chest. And I don't like, have a big chest, because I don't want to be off balance. But one of my deals, I'm gonna try and thicken the upper chest up.
Yeah, I had some coaches along the way that told me to focus more on incline, and I really don't even do decline much at all. Just every now and then to kind of switch it up, but I mostly do more incline than flat, just because I like to work the upper part. I mean, like I know I've got a lot of like when I do my side chest that pops right there. But man, it's mostly because when I was younger, I was just like most people. I trained chest more than anything else. So unfortunately, it's more dominant than my other body parts. And I've been working for years to get my back to catch up with it. It's finally getting there. But I do like to do more incline than anything, though, on my chest.
Yeah.
And yeah, with that, I mean, you've never seen somebody with a dominant upper chest, but they have no lower chest, right? Like, you don't really see that. If anything, you see somebody who's lacking upper chest, right? So, I mean, if anything, do a little extra upper chest, right?
Yeah. I normally do upper chest first. Anyway, I do incline. I do incline before I do flat bench, and I don't even do decline. Honestly, I don't even do decline.
I don't see any reason to do it, to be honest. So
I mean, to me, it seems like when you do enough flat benching and flying, and then you do your incline, the lower naturally develops along with it. You know what I mean? So I don't know if there's that much need for most people to do that much directly lower chest kind of stuff. I think most of the time it'll just come, Yeah,
I agree with that. Hey,
go ahead.
What was that? I think he froze.
Oh, okay. You was going to say something?
Well, I was going to ask, you guys, like I got some pretty serious shoulder issues right now. It gets aggravated, and I deal with a lot of pain. And I know it's from 16 years of playing wheelchair basketball. And, Tyler, we talked about this before where, I really just can't lift heavy right now. But I feel like if I'm still going till failure other ways, like I basically just get to where I have to do a real slow tempo, because anything that speed up just kind of makes it hurt. And it's so hard to build, but I'm just doing what I can. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't really.
Is it like impingement kind of an issue? Like in the front, is it kind of like an impingement thing?
No, I've had impingement. I know what you're talking about. In fact, I had a torn labrum on this side. I had surgery on this one when I was back in college. And now, both sides are mostly, it's just really bad rotators. But I've had a specialist look at it, and she basically just said the whole joint is inflamed. The whole thing's just jacked up, basically. She didn't think there were any torn ligaments or anything, but if I can keep the inflammation down, it's fine. That's why I've backed off the hard, heavy lifting, and I've tried to do a little bit, not quite as heavy, but slower tempo, and still maxing out at go into failure at 15 reps, but just real slow tempo so I don't aggravate it. I don't know if y'all dealt with anything like that.
My brain goes to like that kind of situation, do more slow eccentrics and do more supersets. That's the first thing my brain goes to. But what do you think, Harold?
First, are you using glucosamine?
No, I'm using, y'all ever heard of BPC 157? It's a peptide.
Yeah.
But
how long have you been using that?
Probably about a year and a half now.
Okay.
So,
how much has it helped?
A lot, a whole lot.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. But I need to get some glucosamine. I know a lot of people use that. I use like krill oil and some other joint stuff, but I need to try the glucosamine. I never tried that.
Glucosamine with the medicine, you got to use it for about 3 weeks before it can really fit it, get the good uses of it. But I know when I back off from that, not use it consistently, I broke this wrist in '93, and every time, and I got blindsided on this shoulder playing football, and I thought, but when I do my glucosamine religiously, the pain goes away. And I don't even feel it. But when I back off of it, it's like I had to warm up, and I warm up every morning. And forget, let me say this: every time I work out, I warm up, and I do this 20 bicep curl, 20 shrug, 20, about 5 to 6 exercises, 20 reps, 2 rounds of it with a 5-pound dumbbell. So every time whatever body part I do that. But glucosamine, if you on it, it's gonna take about 3 weeks. And if you consistently on it, taking I think 3 pills in the serving, depends on which brand you get. But if you're using it consistently, I guarantee a lot of that pain gonna go away.
I'm gonna give it a try. I don't know why I've never tried it. I've heard a lot of people talk about it.
I'm religiously on that.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you talk about those warm-ups too, man. I do those too. I had a little 5-pound weight. I saw Branch Warren doing that in Metroflex, and I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, my first exercise, I feel like I'm an old man saying this, but my first exercise is usually like on a machine, and it's just real lightweight, 20 reps, 3 sets, just to warm up. Like that's strictly to warm up before I go into my heavier like working sets. So
that's every routine, every body part I do. That's my 2 sets of 20s. And I said, guys know my crew, you get your 20s in your 1 set of 15s. Whatever, back, shoulder, arm, chest, we doing that. On the bench, the bar, we're going to put a bar, we'll do 20 with the bar. Then I'll put a 45 on it, do a 20. I'll put 225 on it, I do a 20. Those are my 3 sets of 20. Then I put the 275 and try to get to 15. Then we go 315, and then from there. But whatever I'm doing, I'm always doing 2 sets of 20s and a set of 15. The first one, and then if I'm super setting or quad setting, if I got 2 exercises or 3 exercises or 4 exercises, all 4 of those exercises going to be a 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. And that's before I start. That's every day I work out. That's what I do. I never get in there and start with a set of 10. Never, ever, never. I never did that. I don't remember last time. I know I ain't going to say I remember last time. I never done that.
yeah.
And I'm 51. I can tell you I never done that. I never went in there. I can finish this amount. I throw some weight on there and do my first set. Never.
That's smart, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Felt like an old man in there, but hey, got to get warm,
That's longevity, man.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember.
You stay around for years. Go ahead.
But yeah, I wish I could remember what Michael Hearn said, but he had an interesting warm-up. I'm probably going to butcher it a little bit, but it was really interesting. Let's say he's going to do 200 pounds on whatever exercise for 3 sets of 10 or whatever, his warm-up would be something like 135, 175, and then like 310, or then like 210, and then he'd go back down to 200 and do his first working set. So like part of his warm-up, he'd go a little heavier than what he's gonna do, and then he'd come back down to his working weight and do his working sets. I'm like, that's interesting, and I could see how that could work for some people because you primed your nervous system to lift heavier than you're going to, right? But I just thought that was creative. I've never really tried it because I'm used to what I do, but I thought it was an interesting way of going about it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, a lot of people got different theology and methods to doing it. You just got to figure what works for you. And I think that high rep, when you first start getting the blood in the muscle, it's the science of bodybuilding. The blood in the muscle is the science of bodybuilding. If you don't have the blood in the muscle, how are you going to grow that muscle? By jumping in there, you ego lifting. You're not even building. You ego lifting now.
Yeah. Hey.
You got to be doing something constantly. Always eating something. Get that out. Just broke the pen. No.
Hey man, I was just talking about getting a dog, man. You're starting to make me not want to get one now.
Dog, boy, you getting a kid for real. You ain't got children. This is a full-blown little boy.
Hey,
get out.
I swear, if I ever get one, it's going to be a trained helper dog who's trained to, obey.
Get out, Tom. Come get out. Get out. You get out now. Get out. I gotta get another dog. So they can play together because he just like around us all the time. If you ain't loving on him, he want you to love on him all day and all night. God, ball. But so man, the nephew actually is creeping up on us real quick.
Has Generation Iron reached out to you yet?
No, they ain't saying nothing yet. Nick haven't called me, and Generation Iron ain't saying nothing yet. So it's September, October, November, December. We got 4 months, so they need to be doing what they need to do.
Yeah,
and I feel pretty good this time. I was looking at my body the other day, and hitting the gym, still in the road. I thought I'd be further back, but actually I'm ahead of myself. I checked my body fat. And I checked my other years of body fat. I'm already lower. My body fat's already lower than what it normally is during this time.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna come in a lot leaner this year, which is my goal.
Well, did they give you any feedback last time when Gabe etched you out? Did they say he was better conditioned or something like that? Or did you get any feedback?
I didn't get that back. I didn't even look into it, bro. I didn't really look into it in regards to it. I knew I was off. I knew I was off in my development where I needed to be. I know I was 110% of myself. So
right.
And compared to where where he was or whatever. Come on, get out. Hold a second, bro. Hold a second, guys. Get out. Get out. Get out. Hold a second. Hold one second. Get out. You gotta get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Okay. But he looked great. He came in, he was on point. He did everything he was supposed to do to get where he needed to be, and I just know I didn't really do everything I needed to do. And I just need to employ everything I need to employ like I did before. And bring myself in leaner than I normally do. And actually I'm vowed to have this show the leanest I ever been. So that's a surprise to see how I'm gonna look. Because I have a picture of my leanness. I think 4 years or 5 years in, and it was ridiculous. And it was before I found out that my T levels is low. And before I got my prescription, they go to the low T center. So before then, I was straight nanny, um, working out and everything. And I saw my leanness, how ripped it was. But we're going to aim back towards that.
When it comes to conditioning, what stands out to me is 2019 Olympia. I remember I was talking to you backstage and we were just about to go up, and I was asking you something about what your stage weight was or something like that. And you said, yeah, this year I'm a lot leaner than I was last year. I was thinking in my head, you looked awesome last year. I don't know how you're going to get leaner. And then you took your shirt off 5 minutes later. Your your cuts were so deep. Your definition was so like deep in there, and you had gnarly conditioning that year, 2019 Olympia.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm aiming to be, even leaner than that. It's one thing I remember I used to do a long time ago, and I stopped doing it. And I used to eat tuna. I used to eat tuna a lot more back then when I was real ripped. And I switched to tilapia and salmon. And I know salmon has higher oil, higher fats than tuna. And fat is good with me, but when I'm above 70 and 80, I was trying to push my 70, 80 fats to have more muscle roundness with my fat in my muscle instead of in between the skin. So you can still get striations and still have your muscle bellies full. But I think I'm going to bring that down a little bit to get a little harder with my leanness. So that's one thing I'm gonna change. There's a few little things I'm gonna change. I got all my shows I do. I write them down. I write everything down. I look at get down. I write everything down, and I have different books, and I got multiple books around here that I look into. But to reset myself for the following year, and that's one thing I think I'm gonna do. Yeah. And I have to change a lot. It's like I just said last time I was off because I didn't do everything I needed to do. But I'm definitely doing everything. This is Olympia, so I'm definitely leave anything unturned that I need to do.
Yeah, I wonder because we're gonna have some new people showing up this year. From the new pros. I mean, those are looking like some big boys. I wonder if keeping some size might be. That's the hard part, man. It's like you never know if coming in big or coming in leaner is what you should be doing.
It's with big. With me, if I say I'm the biggest out there, I still don't see myself being the big. I still don't see myself being really big. I can keep my fullness, but I still need to work on the conditioning, bring it harder and more detail. That's the biggest thing. I can keep my fullness. I just need to bring it a little harder, more detail, and more detail. Meaning, I'm a look bigger, look harder, but technically I'm gonna be lighter.
Yeah.
So I know the scale is gonna be a little less, but I'm gonna look bigger than I did before because it's gonna be more detail. So I know the scale gonna be less. So me passing that, knowing that, so I'm gonna be a little lighter, but you're gonna lose your size. No, actually not gonna lose my size. My size rate gonna be there, but just that it's gonna appear that I'm bigger actually when you lean down. Because everything. And I'm 51 years old, so I want to make sure I'm not my gut is not protruding, my blockness is not coming, because when you get older, it just naturally happens. So I have to watch my small meals, frequent meals, to keep the gut smaller, and probably start wearing my waist trimmer further out now. So it's a few things. My wife was talking, and trying to put the program together to make sure we come in like we need to come in.
Yeah.
And so that's the, and then at the same time juggling in this thing. So we're gonna see where we at. But I feel pretty good after making a decision and going forth, and my stops that I was doing, I was able to get some workout in. Now back home now for 2 weeks. It's straight 2 weeks. So that's what we're gonna do.
So do you have somebody that looks at you like showtime, and if it's the night before, you feel like you need to fill out a little bit more or anything?
Right. My wife. Come on, go sit down, son.
Oh, really?
Me and my wife, I never had a coach that coached me into stuff. I mean, we learn everything together. Me and my wife learned this whole bodybuilding, anatomy, pre-show, all this stuff. We learned this stuff together. I never had a coach. I would say that the only coach I really had when I was in a novice, when I was NGA bodybuilding before my car accident, this guy named Dion Dion Benjamin. He was a pro NGA bodybuilder. And when I was a novice, when I first stepped on stage, he introduced himself to me because I went to my first show. I went to my first NGA bodybuilding competition. No coach, no dieting, no tanning, no posing briefs, nothing. I just tore some pictures out of magazines that night before, look on the floor in my hotel room, practiced them on the floor, and went to the show the next day. I came in third, but the guy said, I have so much of natural muscle and natural physique. The guy just came to me and said, hey, dog, I know you don't know anything about nothing, so I'm going to take care of you. And dude named Steve Benjamin, he was a pro. And for about 2 years, he kind of like coached me. He kind of like talked to me, told me some stuff. Coached me. He never came down. He never wrote nothing down. He just talked to me. Coach as he talked to me, you know. He told me I got a tan next time. I'm like, tan? I'm black. I got tan for you. So,
yeah.
Before the show, because I bought my posing briefs before the day of the show. That morning at pre-show, that's when I bought my posing briefs. So I was straight, straight virgin and understanding anything. Yeah. And then we learned, and then I moved here and being around the bodybuilders, going to the shows and stuff, listening this, that, and another, talked to a few people. And then, I finally got my pro card at NGA. I had my pro card for 2 years and then had my car accident because I was getting ready for another show. And then, like I said, me and my wife had my car accident together. And then she always wanted to do a show. So we took advantage of getting her ready for the show within my first 2 years of being in a wheelchair, I think. 1 year or 2 years. And then the third year, that's when I started back. And me and her was doing shows together. We just taught each other. We learned stuff. We studied, called different people. They knew who we were. They talked to us. But we never hired a coach. We never hired a nutrition coach. We never hired a posing coach. I never hired nobody to help me do nothing. No.
Yeah.
Now I talked to some, gave me some good advice. And I talked to some real good people in the business that, hey, Harold, try this right here. We'll look better right here. And I said, okay. And I do it.
I feel like once you've done it enough times, it's not that complicated, I mean, you tweak your diet, you got to find how to tweak your diet that works for you. But all the stuff leading up to the show, from peak week to the dehydrating yourself to filling out, I mean, there's not much to it. I just like having a separate set of eyes looking at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've always had a coach, but
my second set of eyes. She knows what to look for. She knows what the judge is looking for, and she'll tell me real quick. All right, baby, you had 12% on the back skin fold. You need to bring that down. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
She'll say, all right, you ain't had your meals like you're supposed to have your meals. You need to stay on your meals. I'm like, okay. So she'll check me, put me back in working order, and she'll look at me again, tell me to practice a little bit, look at me, turn me around. Tell me, I'm posing crooked. You posing crooked. I'm like, that's straight. She said, no, it's crooked.
Yeah.
So she get me back on point, exactly where I need to be. So, but I did talk to Charles Glass. I was trying to plan a trip out to Charles Glass for at least 2 weeks or a week, so he can give me some pointers, also. And I wanted to get with Hani also for this show. If I can, but we'll see. We'll see what unfolds.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool to get those experiences.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm always to listen and give me some information. I'm not that one. I'm on the top. I don't even listen to it. Nah, bro. Tell me what I need to do. Matter of fact, when I win my shows, and he'll tell you, when I win my shows, my very first shows I won, I went back down there and asked Weinberger. I said, Weinberger, what else I need to do to be better? He said, you just won, son. I said, I need to know what I need to do to work on to be better next time. And he said, that's good. He said, so he told me. Second time I won, I did the exact same. So every time I win, he know I'm coming to him. And then he respect me when I do that. He said, you're the only person, I've been doing this for X amount of years, and you're the only person that ever done that. I said,
hey, that goes awesome, for everybody, man. Yeah. I hope you don't ever lose the hunger to learn.
You got to. if you're not learning, you mean left behind. If you're not progressing, you mean left behind. Either one, whichever you want. If you're not progressing, you being left behind. And I just know that's a fact. If you're not moving, you being left behind. You know, being how can I say it? Being satisfied and being complacent, you being left behind. Yeah.
But anyways, we are coming up on 6, so I think that's about all the time we have for today. But good talk though about training and stuff. There's so much philosophy to dive into there, right?
Yeah.
That's always an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But good stuff.
Cool,
Well,
man.
shoot for next week as usual, and see when Generation Iron gives Harold a call and see how that goes.
All right, well, as soon as they hit me up, I'll let you know what's going on.
Yeah, I really like your idea too about all of us doing something at Dragon's Lair if we can. Let's really look into that for the Olympia.
You can get their number, man. Give them a call and reach out to them and let them know that we've been talking and said, can he not set some time aside, but just know that the whole crew gonna come there on a certain day. Yeah. And just get his authority, be like, okay. And then when we roll there, they're gonna be let's check this person, let's check. We already talked to me. They'll let their staff know ahead of time. These guys coming in. So if you see one in a wheelchair, just let them on in. Don't say nothing to them. So if you talk to them ahead of time, I think we can arrange that.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. I'll talk to you guys
All right,
next
fellas.
week.
Have a good week, man. I'll talk to y'all next week.
See ya.